Are you tired of high-pressure tactics?
No, I'm not going to sign that. It's too much.
At Community Auto Group, you'll find we have a straightforward approach.
If other dealers have made you uncomfortable, give Community a try. You'll enjoy your experience here and find a straightforward deal that's right for you, not high-pressure tactics.
Community Auto Group, straightforward deals from the straightforward dealer.
The names are going up in the stadium. It really looks great, and that is a great honor, certainly, to be up there. So some tremendous names, tremendous players from the past, and really exciting to see that on the face of Kinnick. Our captains, I'll start with that. Our four captains as elected by their peers. For this week, we've got James Morris, Chris Kirksey on the defensive side, and then Brett Van Sloten, Mark Weissman offensively, and obviously all four of those guys have done a great job. Pleased with the team. I think the team's worked hard throughout the preseason, and probably like every coach in America now, we're all eager to get on the field and just see how things materialize as we get the season started. And to start out in Kinnick's an extra bonus, obviously, so we're excited about that as well. Looking forward to being in a great environment, great fans, and just enjoying that. The team we play is an outstanding football team. I think everybody's aware of that. We have familiarity with them, certainly playing them last year, and all the guys on our football team that were involved in that game know the kind of opponent we're going to face. And I think our newcomers, all they have to do is look at the clips and see them competing in the Orange Bowl, and that pretty much says it all right there, too. So, they're a program that has 34 wins over the last 3 years. I can't imagine there are many people ahead of them in that regard. 24-1 in the MAC over the last 3 years. It's tough to beat that. And the other part about they've got some outstanding players. You start with the quarterback, but to just focus on him, I think, is a mistake, because to have that kind of success over a 3-year reign period, it's not just about one player. Certainly their quarterback's an outstanding football player, but they've had a lot of good players through the years. They're very, very well coached in all three segments, and they have good players in all three areas. So, it's going to be a great challenge for us, and we're going to have to be at our best Saturday, but we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll have a great week this week.
You mentioned Lynch as one of their great players. He had one really big play against you last year. What do you guys do to try and contain that and make sure that he doesn't break this time?
It's a challenge, and the tables are turned a little bit. That was his first game. And this year, it's our turn to play a quarterback in their first game, and he's a veteran player. So that's one of the challenges. He throws it effectively for him. A lot of passing yards last year, but equally as dangerous running, whether it's designed or not designed. And they keep the pressure on you that way. They make you play him honestly in all regards. And then if they get the numbers right, they'll use him, or he'll improvise. He's really good at that too. So you just it gets down to playing good team defense and playing really well fundamentally. Easier said than done. That's the challenge of playing a quarterback like him that can do so many things.
Do you consider anything like a spy on him for parts of the game?
Yeah, it's almost predictable. It seems like the first Monday back, this is my Chamber of Commerce week. I was with the quarterback club yesterday. Seems like that's always a hot day, going out at noon. And, we practiced in it on Sunday, and we'll practice in it today and tomorrow and just see what it looks like. But it's, our guys have trained in heat and they've played in heat, so it's a factor. But it's a little bit like rain or snow. It's going to be equal for us as it is for them. So it's just one of those things you deal with.
With Jake, do you envision another season where only one quarterback takes a snap for you guys, or have you left the door maybe a little more open that CJ or Sokol could get in there?
Well, I think if it played out that he's the only guy that played, that means he's playing pretty well, which is a good thing. We haven't ruled anything out or set any boundaries up, and we'll take it a series at a time. But Jake's done a good job, and he's. The thing I would say first of all, first and foremost, is I think all three of the returning players have really improved during this camp segment, 25 practices, and that's what we were hoping to see, and I think we've seen that. They've all progressed at a little different stages and timelines, but clearly, by naming Jake last week, we felt like he was the furthest ahead and has been the most consistent. But both CJ and Cody have done a good job too. So, we feel like we have three good candidates, just kind of like we did in April. And this is the ultimate test. What happens in game competition?
Do you think it could be tempting for him when you have a Jordan Lynch Lynch on the other side.
And having success in offense, are you going to worry about the quarterback looking over his shoulder in this scenario?
Hopefully not, and we'll address that. Already kind of have, but we'll circle back, and no, we're going to let him play. He's earned this over time, and again, we have confidence in both CJ and Cody, but Jake's going to play, and we'll let him go. But it's like anything. You don't want somebody looking over their shoulder, and that's not productive anyway for him. He needs to be looking at what's in front of him. He's going to have a lot to look at, and it's going to be moving fast too. Those guys are quick.
When it came time to separate the three, what kind of put him over the edge?
I think it's just been consistency over the long haul, and we were most interested in what happened once we got back in August. We had a good picture of all three guys in April, but they're young guys, and just it's I'm going to say no different, but it's a little bit similar to other guys that haven't started yet. You tend to see jumps with every segment and every phase, and again, all three guys have done a good job. But Jake grabbed a semi-early lead, if you will, and he's just done a good job of building on that. But I'm again pleased with all three guys.
At what point during fall camp did it become clear to you that he was?
If the trajectory of, say, C.J. Beathard, who's only a redshirt freshman, really soars throughout the season in workouts, and then next year that he'll have that opportunity to compete.
Well, I mean, he has an opportunity right now. We'll just, nobody's played yet. That's one thing we do know. So we'll just, it's kind of like what we've done through August. We've let the scenario play itself out, and that's what we're going to do starting Saturday. And again, I don't envision us, making this a three-ring circus or anything like that. But if that's what it takes, that's what it was in '87. So if that's what it ends up being. That year was a three-man competition. '08 was a two-guy competition, and right now we're just going to see how it unfolds, and see how things go.
How important is this game, Coach, from the perspective of the season opener, but coming off last year, wanting to get that bad taste out of your mouth and building some momentum with a fairly young team into the rest of the season?
It's kind of like the quarterback question. To me, every opener is important, just like every game, and football is different than basketball or baseball, where you're playing a lot of games. In football you only get 12 shots, so every game really is critical. From that standpoint, you have to value the importance of every game. And but regardless of what happens, in '09 we got off to a 9-0 start. That was a pretty good deal. But in '08, the year before, we're 3-3. '04 we won the league. We were 2-2. And in 2002 we're 2-1 after 3 games. So to portray this as the Normandy invasion, it's not quite that level of importance, but it's an important game. I think it's important for every team playing right now. If you're in college football, you get 12 shots. You better be ready every time you get a chance to go to the bat.
Coach, how has Scherf handled his rehab?
He's really done a great job since the spring.
How do you feel about your defensive line at this point?
I think we're gaining ground, but this is going to be a great test. Again, I think the one thing about Northern, if you just focus on the quarterback, you're missing the boat. There's 3 years of success there. There's more than 3 years, but the last 3 years, tough to match those numbers. So they've got a lot of good players, a lot of spots, and where I'm going on this, I mean, they've got a good Big Ten offensive line, not just a Big Ten offensive line. They've got a good Big Ten. All their guys are back. They're big physical guys. So it's going to be a real. It's not like we're waiting 4 weeks to see how we match up with anybody. This is going to be quite a test. We got more tests coming too, I know that, but this one right off the bat is going to be a real challenge for our guys up front.
You just said you have multiple capable running backs. How do you plan on using that running back depth to your advantage this season?
Well, the nice thing is hopefully